So this is so Matt's backpack.
All right. Matt had a satchel leather, not unlike my bag here, for his laptop computer. The police brought back Matt's satchel like this, with a lock on the front here that was still locked. I asked the police what you find in this backpack. The answer is nothing. We couldn't open it. It was just too hard.
Okay.
I said, for God's sake, it's a murder investigation. Is there anything more serious than this? Wouldn't you smash the lock or get a knife and cut the throat to open the bag? Oh, no. I said, really? And I was playing with the bag, and looking on the back of the bag was a section, like this little zipper section like that. I opened it, looked inside and said, what, yeah, I mean, not that key. And the idiots hadn't even bothered to look inside. That key, of course, opened the front, and there was memory card, which they used as well, and it's just typical of how poor the police were at the start.
And so, I guess just lastly, based on the evidence that you have found over this 10-year period, what do you believe has happened to Matthew?
We can allege that.
Well, I can say, look, I'm convinced Michael Atkins killed him. The degree of planning in the killing and disposal of Matt's body is quite extensive. So I have absolutely no doubt at all that Atkins has murdered our son. And you might have seen a story in the Australian 2 or 3 weeks ago. Having a bit of murder. Perfect heading. Because right now he won't be charged with murder, thanks to the coroner's court ruling, which we accepted, because our goal was to bring Matt back, that he would be granted immunity for prosecution of murder and manslaughter by testifying. We know that he will never get tried for murder, but we still want to bring our son home. That's the objective of that.
The coroner has accused him in court before it was suspended that he killed Matty. She said, you killed Matthew Leveson. You're covering up to cover up that you killed Matthew Leveson. So
yeah, to be fair, last year about this time, we were asked to testify ourselves in this box, and just the coroner was clear. We understood the ramification of Section 61, and she asked us what we have to achieve from the inquest, and I said the witness box, we want to find out what happened to Matt. We want to find out where he is now. We want to find out why he was killed, where he was killed, how he was killed, where his remains have been put. I don't need to know who killed him. He's sitting right there. I looked at pointed Atkins, and no one said a word. They accepted that totally.
if it had been an accident, why go to all this trouble to cover up Matt, to hide Matty? Why not just, if it was an accident, say he's come home or he's found him or take him to the hospital or whatever? Why go to all this length? Because there must be something on Matty's body to prove that he was murdered. Why else would you go to this length? And he's been given the Section 61. Why can't he just come out now and tell us exactly where Matt is? You can't tell me that if you're disposed of a body, that you wouldn't remember where you put that person. And he doesn't refer to Matty as Matt, he refers to it, which...
He refers to his former partner as it.
As it.
Okay.
So when he was asked to apologise to us, he kept looking at the assisting counsel, and the assisting counsel kept saying to him, don't look at me, look at the Levesons. What have you got to say to the Levesons? He wouldn't look at us. He said, what have you got to say to the Levesons? Sorry. Has he got anything else to say? Sorry, I suppose.
What for?
What for?
Oh, for your loss.
He's got no emotion, no feeling.
And looking into his eyes, they forced him to look at us, and we stared right back at him, and there's nothing behind that eye.
There's just nothing. He's justified in his mind what he's done. He's done. He doesn't want people to think badly of him. And, I mean, if you love somebody, you don't go out and have sex with somebody else 3 days after your partner's gone missing, that you supposedly don't know what's happened to.
And tend to sleazeball with the brand new partner 6 days later as well.
And now that he's admitted to burying Matthew, he knew that he buried Matthew on Sunday, yet he goes to Newcastle on the Wednesday to have sex with somebody he picked up on the internet. That's not somebody that loves another person. You don't do that.
And so
That's not normal.
It's absolutely not. So going back to obviously November, where he did make that agreement with the police to show where Matt's body was buried in the national park. After he wasn't recovered. Yeah, what was the process with that? So why?
Just to correct, the agreement is with the DPP
Mhm.
and the Attorney General, because it's not through the police, they're
Okay.
basically the party to all this as well, so at court level now. So the agreement was not on effort, on result.
Mhm.
So he admitted to lying to the inquest on the last day the inquest was held. He admitted lying to police at interview. So he's admitted to perjury on a number of occasions, and we're talking here for a serious matter being murder and long term. He could have resolved this 9.5 years ago. He chose not to do so. So it's a very, very serious end of perjury. And the deal is that if he gives up the location of Matt's body, he won't be charged with perjury, nor have to face the inquest again.
So more or less he's got a free get out of jail card and he hasn't used it. Why isn't he back down here in Sydney
You
looking
think,
for
put
it?
yourself in this situation. Wouldn't you take ownership of this problem? This is your problem. You're going to jail. Wouldn't you be out here looking yourself if the police can't assist you finding that?
Well, I think that's the thing. Like, to know what I guess a lot of the public can't comprehend is how, for him to know where Matt's body is, that he's buried Matt's body, how can he not be
Exactly.
held accountable for that?
Exactly.
Yes.
And I'm convinced that there might be somebody out there after the fact that knows. They've lied 4 times now. They've given
Well,
4.
we have one individual who has given a statement 2 weeks after that was killed, a year after that was killed. They testified at the trial and testified at the inquest. 4 different times, 4 different stories. Now, we don't believe, as face that this individual is involved with Matt's murder, but we think that he knows something, whether he helped dispose of Matt or has been told by Atkins what he's done.